What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 fragrances I wore this past week, starting off with Sunday. Sunday is going to be Apex Eau Intense. So this is actually, as right now, my favorite version of Apex. Let me go ahead and straighten up the cap for all of you guys with OCD. Yeah, this one I smelled when I was in New York City. I smelled it at a Saks Fifth. And I knew I had to have a bottle of it. Actually, no, I smelled it the first time in New Jersey. I forgot which mall I was in, but I think I was in the mall. I don't remember which mall I was at. So I can't tell you because I don't remember. But a really nice fragrance. It's a fresh, green, aromatic, kind of spicy fragrance. Really nice. It honestly I wasn't expecting it to smell this way. I actually wasn't sure what I was expecting to smell, but this is a really great fragrance. I'm surprised I think it was hated when it came out. I'm not sure if it's loved. I feel like I saw some hate on the internet when it first came out. I didn't really smell it until recently. So for me, it's actually a really good fragrance. And I guess I just tend to go that way. Every time people hate a fragrance, I kind of end up liking it. But it's a really nice fragrance. And again, I really haven't been the best or the biggest Roja supporter or just Roja fan, but when they make a good fragrance, I'll say they're making a good fragrance. But this, get your nose on it. I got a comment one time that asking me if it smelled like Original Vetiver by Creed. I get the comparison because of the bottle style, but no, it's Creed Original Vetiver is like a clean, think about like a Dior Homme Cologne kind of smell. Maybe a little bit more vetiver. It doesn't really smell like vetiver at all. While this is more something kind of like green Sauvage. If you're gonna ask me which Sauvage, I would say maybe like an eau de parfum, but think of it like done in a green way. Probably the best way I could compare it to if you want to compare the two fragrances. But really nice. Really happy to have this one in the collection. This is an easy signature scent fragrance, but I believe I got it. Well, it was one of the packages that was waiting for me, and that's what I wore on Sunday. Then on Monday, we got the tragic pregnant Boadicea. As you can see, this is halfway down. Reach back out. I don't remember if I said who I bought it from in my video, but I think I said I bought it from Olfactory Factory. I reached out to them. I just reached out to them to let them know that the fragrance was, just wanted to let them know about this. Not in a bad way, just kind of want to give them the heads up just in case their other inventory was the same way. They offered a full refund, and pretty much I shipped the fragrance back for a full refund just because they, I guess they sold the rest already, but I told them I'll keep it. I enjoy the fragrance, so I don't really think I'll be selling it. And if I do, I guess this is a known issue for Boadicea fragrances. Their quality control is not the best. So, but anyways, Boadicea's Ardent. What does it smell like? It smells like Noir, the Noir by Tom Ford, maybe a little bit stronger. Shout out to, I forget your username every time I see it. Shout out to you for recommending this fragrance. I saw it recommended a few times. And I pulled the trigger. You were so passionate about the fragrance that I was like, I'll go ahead and blind buy it. Never smelled it. Went around looking for a, just somewhere that I could smell Boadicea fragrances. Couldn't find it. Instead of pulling the trigger on Noir de Noir, I would have had to pull the trigger on Ardent. And I don't think I regret it. I think it's for bang for your buck, right? It's Noir de Noir, maybe a little bit stronger. Noir de Noir, like the 50 ml. Sometime in the Facebook groups, you could find it for about 115, around that price range. And I got this one for 130, maybe 140 bucks from Olfactory Factory. Sure, mine came like this, but just because mine came like this doesn't mean yours will. And keep in mind, it wasn't an Olfactory Factory issue. It was a Boadicea issue. So I'm not mad at Olfactory Factory. I'm still going to be recommending them. They did want to take care of me, but I told them I'll keep the bottle. Obviously, like I don't want to send the fragrance back and get a refund. when I don't really care. So sure, if you have a little bit of OCD, you should have, if I did have a little bit more OCD, I would have sent it right back, but I don't really care. But yeah, really nice fragrance. And I'm happy I have it in the collection. Happy to have for this to be one of my first Boadicea fragrances. It kind of makes me want to dig into the house a little bit more. But at the same time, I really don't know which way to go. So let me know in the comments what Boadicea fragrance you recommend. If you've seen my fragrance videos, if you see that I like this a lot, maybe there's a fragrance out there that Boadicea copied that's pretty similar. But yeah, really nice fragrance, ardent. Think about it more like a vanillic rose, but it's not really that sweet. So it's really nice. I'm not the biggest fan of sweet, not the biggest fan of rose, but the rose vanillic combo that is done here, I think it's rose and vanilla. It's done really nicely. Then the other Boadicea that came in that package was Bodacious. And these two Boadicea fragrances, I don't know if it's probably just the scent DNA, but it's just like I can't stop smelling them or wanting to wear them. The same day I wore this on Monday, I wore this at night, and then I wore this on Tuesday and wore this one at night. I'm just not going to do a two-part thing, but Boadicea, Bodacious is a cherry fragrance. I do get the cherry. I believe there's like tobacco in here. There is, I believe, rum. There's a rum chord. I do get the cherry, and it is kind of medicinal, slightly, but it does go away. It goes into this kind of creaminess that smells really nice. But again, not a sweet fragrance, which I'm glad that they don't make their fragrances super sweet. They're not even sweet. Maybe you can consider them sweet in like a weird way, but not really like a sweet, like a designer fragrance. But yeah, really nice fragrance from Boadicea again. And this is another one that's pretty affordable. I don't remember how much I got it for, but definitely was under the $200 mark. So just because you see Boadicea fragrances and don't think that they go for like thousands and hundreds of dollars. That's not the case with some of these. I think it's the older releases that are a little bit cheaper. Then when you get to like, I don't know if it's like a different line or something. I'm not too sure about the house too much, but when you get to that point, then sure, they get pretty crazy. And I don't know, and I've seen that they smell like other things, so to spend that much money on a fragrance that you get for half the price, it's just like, I'd rather just get the original version of it for half the price. But yeah, that would be Bodacious. People say it smells like lost cherry. It's been a while since I smelled lost cherry, but I really enjoy this DNA. And again, you could probably find it cheaper. You could probably find Bodacious cheaper than you could find lost cherry from Tom Ford. Then, it's been a while since I've worn this, and I had to run it back. Imagination. It's been a while. I was gone for so long, and I didn't have it in my, have it in the wardrobe to be able to wear. So I knew I wanted to wear it at some point this week. So wore it to work. No compliments or anything like that. Kind of did go a little bit light on the sprays just because I was going to be in an office setting all day. So I didn't want to be in the position of like overtaking the entire room. Let me go ahead and move some of these so you can see a little bit better. But yeah, Imagination is one that projects like crazy, lasts long. The performance is insane on Imagination, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't too overbearing. So I wore it was like 3, maybe 4 sprays. Like I said, no compliments. But again, the wearing experience every time I wear Imagination. I love wearing Imagination. It's one of my favorite fragrances, top 10 for sure. But yeah, talk about that one too much, so let's go ahead and get on to the next thing. Next thing, I got in a package of Zaharov's Seamless Soul, and I did actually have the signature on the box. It's on the side of the box, and I didn't even realize. But Seamless Soul, now that I've worn it, I've tried it out a few times actually, so I wore it a few nights in a row. Obviously not while I wore something in the day, but like at night before bed and while just showered after work, I would put this fragrance on just to give my real thoughts on it. So this is going to be maybe a really unpopular opinion, but I think this is going to be the conclusion I've come to. To me, like I said in my first video, it smells like a fragrance that Ralph Lauren would come out with, but like if they had a higher end line. So I'm still sticking with that, but the best way I could compare it now after wearing it, and it kind of, I don't know if I said that there was some kind of familiarity to it when I first smelled it. It reminds me of Amouage's Beach Hut Man, but done in a more easy to like way. That is kind of what it reminds me of. It kind of takes away Beach Hut Man's like opening and like changes it a bit, but this is kind of like a twist on Amouage's Beach Hut Man, at least to me. It's more green apple forward. I don't think Beach Hut has green apple, but think about Beach Hut Man with green apple, with like a green apple note that does stick for a while. That's kind of what I get. Out of the two, I would still go Beach Hut Man. But after wearing this fragrance all day, and keep in mind I'm at work for like at least 10 hours, I think that day might have been a little bit of a longer day. I don't remember what I did with the day I was wearing this. What was I doing? I don't remember. So actually, I think this day, no, the day with Imagination. I actually went to the dealership and got a new car with Imagination after work. But the day after I was wearing this, I remember that now. It does get a little bit generic smelling towards the dry down, or like the deep dry down. Again, it's fine. It just kind of goes a little bit bland towards the deep dry down. It kind of just, I mostly only get the apple note. I don't know if that's just on my skin, but that's just my experience with the fragrance. And again, that's wearing it a few times at this point. Again, but I still think it's a good fragrance. It's a really good fragrance. But yeah, and you can see it's a small, slightly small dent as well. But yeah, Zaharov Seamless Soul. Then on Friday, pulled out another fragrance that I think I made a video about it the day before. So I was like, I definitely have to pull it out now that I spoke about it, just because I miss it. Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. I did 2 sprays of this. No compliments or anything, but I was smelling myself, and I did 2 sprays on the back of my neck. Didn't spray anywhere else. I was smelling myself all day at work. It was a colder day. I think it was like in the 30s that day. But I was enjoying my wearing experience. And again, it's a super strong fragrance. I could have even done 1 spray and I could probably still smell myself. But I knew I wasn't overtaking anything. But I thought it was a perfect way to end the work week. Kind of ended off with Ombre Nomade. And yeah, really nice fragrance. Again, I've talked highly about Ombre Nomade's DNA for quite a long time now at this point. Yeah, and still enjoy it to this day. A lot of Louis Vuitton fragrances just captivate me. And then my scent of the day for today, went back to the dealership, but this was more for my wife's friend. She needed help buying a car. She's never bought a car before. And then went to a comedy show, so just got back from Chris D'Elia's comedy show, which was an amazing show. This is my second time seeing him. First time was when I was living in Florida. This time here living in Buffalo. But scent of the day was Creed's Green Irish Tweed. So I think I'm going to make a video of just Creed's statement fragrances, not statement fragrances, just their classics. I guess it's the Creed classic fragrances. So like Summer Mountain Water, Aventus, Green Irish Tweed. I think I'm going to make like a top 5 and just rank them, talk about that. Maybe that'll be my next video. But yeah, enjoying my wearing with Green Irish Tweed. It kind of just matches the outfit that I was wearing a little bit. No, I'm not dressed up like super professional, but I do have this waffle knit long sleeve on with some cargo pants on. So it just kind of like a manly fit that I got on going on right now. So I was like, need to pull out some kind of manly fragrance for this. And I didn't want to pull out something like a Sauvage Elixir, which I considered Absolute Aventus. But then this caught my eye a little bit, and I was like, the wife really loves this fragrance. And that's kind of what she gets from it. She gets like manly man from this fragrance. So I went ahead and put this one on instead. But yeah, no compliments or anything like that. Went to go see, I used to work at that dealership, so I went to go see those guys again. And then afterwards, went to Chris D'Elia's show. Right now it's about 7 p.m. That was in the morning, and it's still going pretty well. So it's, let's see, I put this on maybe around like 8 o'clock, 7 p.m. So it's about 12 hours, and I can still smell it. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, I did 5 sprays. So 5 sprays of this fragrance, and it's lasting fine on me. Again, I don't really get any performance issues with Creed fragrances like a lot of people do, supposedly. The people that have actually tried them probably don't. But the people that just follow what everybody else says on the internet all have performance issues with their Creeds. They're watered down Creeds, right? But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know which fragrances you wore this past week. I have a lot of new fragrances this week. Looking forward to probably wearing one that I didn't get to wear, which was Roja's Goodman's. I didn't get to wear that one. Really wanted to though. And I think I have something else coming in. Well, honestly, I have a few fragrances coming in, but I haven't gotten the tracking on one big package. I think I got the tracking for the other one, but I have to check. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one, guys.